ladies and gents, and welcome to another Q8 pilot stream. It is 1700 Zulu, 2000 hours local time here in Kuwait City. Want to welcome all of you guys in chat. We have Goal RS 2020. Welcome aboard, guys. Hello, Sander. Welcome aboard. 21st century watching Q8 while traveling by train. How cool is that? My regards to you, my friend. Welcome. Hello, Andre. Welcome aboard. Stan. Hello, Stan. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here with us this evening. And yes, I am finally relieved to be flying in a general aviation aircraft. It's been a while. Flybride, welcome aboard from the US of A. Welcome, my friend. Hello, Thomas13. Welcome aboard. And thank you for your support being a captain here on the Q8 Pilot channel. Saruk, welcome aboard. And we have also, is it Michelle? Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. All right, so today we are going to be taking a look at the recently released aircraft by Aerobask, no other than the Diamond DA20 SV, standing for Synthetic Vision. We are going to be performing a full flight today from London City Airport to Southend in the United Kingdom. Should be an interesting flight, and I thought, why not also enable lossless scaling to kind of give you guys an idea of how it performs while we have everything running, such as Active Sky and the streaming software. I think it's a good chance for us also to test it out in a full flight. So without further ado, let's take a look at this rather beautiful aircraft by Aerobask. Now, Aerobask is a company that is that's been developing for X-Plane since the early days of the sim. And their name has become over the years synonymous with quality. Everything Aerobask has done thus far is quality. They have not produced any payware aircrafts up to this point that I felt was not up to the standard. In fact, they have upped their game in this rendition of the DA20 with synthetic vision, very high quality and beautiful displays. And of course, it goes without saying that the texturing work and the 3D modeling is exquisite when you're looking at Aerobask aircraft. I also like to mention that the sounds on this aircraft are top-notch. They are, of course, developed by Aerobask lead sound expert, Daniela, who's also employed by Laminar Research and have worked on the soundscape in X-Plane 12. Wanfra, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us. So, what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be taking a look, of course, at the aircraft texturing. We're going to be taking a look at, is the sim? Yeah, I was just wondering if it was my screen or the sim. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be taking a look at the 3D modeling. We are going to be taking a look at the texturing, the documentation of the aircraft, as well as all the features. And overall, from the 3D quality, 3D modeling quality perspective, I think they've done a really, really good job with this aircraft. Again, if you take notice here of the strobe lights, look at the details there. Just really beautiful details, and I love details. Let me switch here to this view. In fact, let me go to there. Let's see if I can go to X camera and go to the next preset, and I show you guys what I mean. All right, let's see. All right, there we go. Okay, so when looking at the details of the textures, you can see Aerobask is one of the very few developers that pays very, very great attention to the final finish. If you look at those lines here, the aircraft fuselage and the bolts or the rivets, you can see what I mean by quality. Look at those, look at the opening here. Looks like this is the exhaust. The coloring, the texturing is really exquisite when it comes to the 3D modeling and texturing work, graphics work by Aerobask. Again, you can see here the nose gear, the landing gear area, and you can see the covers there. Very, very nice work by Aerobask. Look at those wings are just simply outstanding. They look absolutely gorgeous. And we're going to take a look here again. Look at those lights. I mean, everything looks so realistic when you look at Aerobask aircraft, and this aircraft is not an exception to their high quality standards when developing aircraft. And the good thing about Aerobask, they have maintained and improved their quality over time, but their prices remained very reasonable, something very, very important for a lot of us in this hobby. Again, look at the work here on the wing. It looks like a real wing. They pay very, very close attention to their work to produce something that is, you know, very high quality. Again, here, look at this beautiful tail. Very nice work in terms of the texturing and 3D modeling. Here, let's take a look here. Again, look at those curves, the ending where the different parts of the aircraft fuselage connects. Just really outstanding. I love the work that they do. And by the way, I paid the full price for this aircraft, so this was not given to me to review or anything like that. I paid the full price for this aircraft. So let's hop into the cockpit. And let's see here. Let me go to the cockpit. And the cockpit is also nothing short of spectacular when you look at the texturing and the details. Again, if you look here at the Skyview touch screen here, look at those details, guys. I mean, even when we zoom in, look at this. Very, very fine details to give the aircraft a very realistic look and make it very immersive. Again, you can look at the rudder pedals here. Look at that. Look at the details and the little scratches there. I mean, this level of detail is something I have a lot of appreciation for, and Aerobask never really fails to impress when it comes to the quality of the textures. Again, very nice details on the panel here to give the aircraft a realistic look. I love the work that they do. Their curvatures are always perfect. Whoever is doing the graphics work for Aerobask is very skilled. Those guys really know what they're doing. So this is really very, very nice. Again, if you look here, those look like absolutely like leather seats. And look at the movement. Look at how the leather actually moves with the flight stick. This is really outstanding. Very, very nice. Look at the stitching here. Again, I love this blue stitching here on this black leather seat. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Very, very nice. Again, look at the back here. You've got some skunk crafts. This is the, by the way, the skunk crafter updater that you guys using is developed by Aerobask, I believe. So again, if we look here at the texturing, we can look at the canopy here. It looks just beautiful. Very, very nice. And very detailed work overall in terms of the 3D modeling and texturing of the Aerobask. It does look very good, yes. Fun fact, the engines will blow up if you try to start it with the cowling plugs are installed. Yes, that is correct. If you start the aircraft, you'll set it on fire, and then you'll have to. Well, maybe we'll try this once we land. But yeah, you definitely need to remove the covers. So, in terms of the sounds, we'll of course check the engine sounds out once we depart. But let me just play with the switches so you can hear the switches. I mean, I really appreciate the fact that they took the time to have different sounds for different switches. So this is something that, you know, Aerobask really excels in. And I really like what they've done. And the sounds are phenomenal. And here, nice sounds there. Again, the throttle, the mixture. Everything has very distinct sounds, of course, F-mod sounds, and they are just great. Clicking on the registration number here will pop the control panel. Now, the control panel is, this is something that ships out of the box now with every Aerobask aircraft. You can see the ground and the options. You have multiple things that you can configure with your ESI 500 and Skyview devices there. You can change even the background of the ADI to plain or gradient, currently set to factory settings. There we can, again, change the physical keyboard capture if you want, key aspect ratio of the pop-ups, disable the bezel of pop-ups or pop-out. Sounds, you can enable speech. I really haven't played with this. I'm not really sure what they mean by speech, but you can enable and disable the sounds here, and you can manipulate the sounds which will override. This is actually from the explain menu. So this is, if you change this here, it will change in explain as well. And then of course, the about section. And here's the guy behind the 3D and texturing, Stefan. So regards to you, Stefan, for this excellent work. Lionel, of course, is the lead developer of Aerobask and the main guy behind the company. Flight model by X Aerodynamics. F-Mod sounds by our excellent Daniela. She is the best when it comes to sounds for X-Plane. Liveries, Jean, I'm not sure. I'm not going to mispronounce it. And of course, documentation is by my very good friend, Captain Guillaume Fontes. We've hosted Captain Guillaume several times here on the channel, and he showed us how to properly fly the Phenom as well as the King Air in previous streams. So shout out to you, Captain Guillaume, as well, wherever you are. Okay. You thought Texas was hot. Yeah. So, if we look here at the documentation, let me go ahead and show you that real quick. So let me go to explain, and we're going to go to aircrafts, Diamond, and manuals. Again, you can see we have the pilot operating handbook, the checklist for both normal and emergency procedures, and you have the installation. Again, I do appreciate the fact that Aerobask always ships their products with sufficient documentation to operate the aircraft with all the performance data required to fly the aircraft properly. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do here is we are going to power up the aircraft, take it for a short flight to Southend Airport in the UK. And needless to say that this aircraft supports the upcoming TDS GTN Garmin 750. So this is the Garmin device, and we are going to be using the Garmin device today for this flight. Okay. First thing first, we're going to make sure that the mixture is idle cutoff and the throttles are idle as well. The parking brake is set, and all the switches here are in the off position, except autopilot, which we will turn off. And we are going to go ahead and close the canopy. So we're going to click here. Notice the sounds, beautiful sounds, and lock it. And now we are good to start. Okay, so first thing is battery switch on, generator switch is on. And check out this display, guys. This is what's known as the 6-pack display. You can change this here just by clicking here and clicking on the layout. So you can change this to your liking. You can pop this up if you like. You can click on the map and bring the map here as well. I personally like to leave this here and leave the map on the Sky View touch device on the first officer side or on the right side, and leave everything here related to the instrumentation of the aircraft. Okay, so next thing is we are going to turn on the position lights, and we're going to come down here and we're going to set the mixture on full bridge and get the keys. Right, and let's go ahead and start the engines. First, we're going to click here, go to ground. We're going to remove the ground objects. And if you take a look now at the outside, you'll see that all the ground elements have been automatically removed. Look at the propeller, guys. Look at how beautiful it looks. All right, so here we are good to go, and we can start the aircraft, both, and start. Oh yeah. Now we have a good start. And here are the sounds on the outside. check it out. How about that, guys? You gotta love the sounds. I mean, Aerobask really excel in this department. Okay, so now that we have this on, let's go ahead and turn on the avionics master switch. And here comes our Garmin device. We're going to set the altitude to 3,000 feet. And by the way, you can do this either here from the knob, or you can just come here and change it with the mouse wheel, which is just a brilliant feature, because while you're flying, it comes in very handy. And by the way, you can do this, by the way, for the heading as well. I believe not in this view, but I'm sure in, let's see here, I'm sure I've done this for the heading. Yeah, there you go. So from here you can change the heading as well. So a very nice feature, or you can do it from using the knobs. Okay, let's go ahead and continue here. And this is the latest version of the TDS Garmin device. I'm not sure if it has been released. I don't think so. Okay. But once it released, I'm going to tell you guys, this is a must-have for X-Plane 12. And I hope that a lot more developers start adopting the Garmin GTN 750 by TDS, because it is just excellent. All right, let's bring up the what do we want? We want our Navigraph charts. We're going to go to the SimBrief operational flight plan. Where did it go? Please come back. There it is. Okay. And I noticed that with lossless scaling, I can't keep this window on top, but that's okay. It's a very simple flight plan. So departing runway 27, we're going to fly direct to Delta Echo Tango, direct to Southend, which is Echo Golf Mike Charlie, landing runway 23. So let me come here to the flight plan, and we're going to add TED. Was it? No, DET. Okay. So DET, and enter that, and then we're going to add Echo Golf Mike Charlie, Southend Airport, and enter that. And the arrival into Southend is going to be runway 23, so we're going to click on the approach, the ILS runway 23. We don't want vectors. We are going to take a quick look here at the approach. Excuse me. Approach runway 23 at Southend. And if you look here, we have Gegmo. We could use this as our vectors into final. We don't really have to fly the entire flight plan, so we're going to fly direct a couple of times. Perhaps once we depart, we fly direct to Gegmo, and once we are closer to the airport, we'll fly direct to, let's see here, maybe we'll fly direct to D053L, right there, and we'll descend to the platform altitude, which is 2,000 feet. Well, let's do that. Okay, so we're going to select that here, and we're going to load the approach. And now we have the approach loaded here. As you can, this is Gegmo Tripo Ind 14, and then it's going to be, why is it not doing it? All right, let me try to, is it? Because, all right, there we go. And then it's the D053L center fix for runway 23, final fix, and then runway 23 at Southend Airport. All right, we'll go back to the map here. And let me see if you guys have any questions. But here in the, it rarely goes above 30 to 32C. I see. Southend is my local airport. Oh, TSC 777. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. It is always my complete pleasure to fly to someone's home airport. Will you check the Aerogenesis A330 version 1 when it drops? Yes, for sure. All right. So all is good here. By the way, all the circuit breakers are modeled and are operational. So this is something, again, I appreciate in Aerobask, just really adding to the immersion. And we can, of course, always go to the map. Here you have the control panel is also mimicked in this little tablet, which is essentially AviTab. Okay, so we are good to go. The altitude has been set. Let's go ahead and set our altimeter, which is currently, let's go to London City Airport. The weather conditions are overcast conditions, it looks like, at 1400 feet. Temperature is 5, and the altimeter is 2959 or 1002 in hectopascal. So 2959. 2959. Is it 2959 or 2959? Okay. I love the fact that you can use your mouse wheel to manipulate the data here. We're going to set the current heading to 270. So runway heading 270. All right, close enough. And we're going to go ahead and taxi to the runway. So let me come here. Taxi lights are on. And everything else is in tip-top shape. We're ready to go. Let's go ahead and release the parking brake. And let's head over to the runway. One more thing that's very important for me to mention. This aircraft is equipped with realistic steering on the ground. And for me, it's a little bit of an overkill. The reason being, all right, let me just stop here and show you this function because I think it's really important. So if you go to the options here, it says the, where did I change this? The main. All right. So if you look here, it will, this one here, free caster nose wheel, between parentheses, realistic. So if you want to realistically steer this aircraft on the ground, you need to have this ticked. And this will mean that you'll need your toe brakes to steer the aircraft left and right. If you untick this, then you'll use the conventional method that we're using across the board with a lot of the aircraft by using the rudder pedals to steer the aircraft on the ground. So for practical reasons, I use the rudder pedals, but if you want to set this to realistic, you need to have this ticked. And that will basically enable the steering of the aircraft using the toe brake, which is true to life for this aircraft. All right. So far, so good. Beautiful sounds, excellent texturing, the support for TDS. Look at this display, guys. Look at how beautiful it is. I mean, it looks really, really cool. Everything in this aircraft looks just really, really... All right, let's not get carried away with the views there. All right, let's take a look here at the outside. The sounds are really, really nice. Very well done. Good job, Aerobask. All right, we're going to taxi all the way to the end to make a left turn for runway 27. And we're going to climb at 3,000 feet. Are you guys getting any buffering? Because it looks like there is some buffering there. At least on my end. I hate it when that happens during a stream. I believe that the older Reality XP works with the chin, of course. Yes, long one, but not now. Oh, all right. So there is some buffering, looks like. Yeah, I am getting... I had, yes. All right. Hello, Sim Studio. Welcome aboard. All right, let me bring the aircraft to a stop here before we depart. Hold short and try to figure out what's going on here with the... All right, let me set the parking brake, because I'm still getting some buffering here where I'm sitting. I'm not sure if... All right, now it's healthy. All right, now I can see that it says excellent connection. Okay, hopefully just a glitch and that it won't come back. The Sim Flyer, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us this evening. Okay, so for takeoff, we are going to turn the strobes on, landing lights on, position lights will leave, taxi lights off, and we can use the pulse. If you switch to the outside, you can see how the pulse lights work. Here, they look really, really cool. Even maybe I do it this way here. Yeah, I think you can see it better now. You can see the pulse and the strobe lights. Again, very nicely done. Beautiful sounds overall on the aircraft, and we are now ready to go. The rotation speed is 59 knots, so we'll depart at 60 knots with no flaps. And you don't really need flaps with the Diamond, with those really long wings, which provide excellent lift for this aircraft. One of the most difficult aircraft to stall, by the way, the Diamond the Diamond aircraft in general are very difficult to stall because of the long wingspan. So this is of course completely modeled in the flight model of this aircraft, and of course it goes without saying all Aerobask aircraft are just exceptionally done. All right, so we are at runway 27 and we are ready to go. We're going to turn on the fuel pump for takeoff, and excellent, we're good to go. Let's go ahead and give it full throttle here. Want about 60 knots, 50, 60, and rotate. Notice how the display changes there on the right side. And of course this aircraft has fixed gear, so we're not going to track the gears. I'm going to fly a little bit there over the dome to give you a nice look over Canary Wharf in the United Kingdom. An excellent part of the United Kingdom. If you're ever there, I highly recommend it. All right, let's do a quick flyby. Yeah, I've got to adore the butter from lossless scaling. Very, very smooth experience. All right, we can begin our turn shortly. Let's go ahead and ease off on the power here a little bit. All right, fuel flow is good. All right, HSI source is GPS, and let's go ahead and begin the turn now to intercept our flight path. Hello, Carl. Welcome aboard. The maximum speed is about 118 knots. Right. All right. What we can do now is turn on the autopilot. So the autopilot is switches here. So autopilot, and we are going to go to nav, and we'll also use IAS. So the autopilot is now engaged, and we're using IAS mode to climb to our final cruise altitude of 3,000 feet. All's looking good. We're going to go through some clouds here. So pitot heat is on as we climb. Hopefully we'll fly above the clouds. I think it was at 1400, so hopefully we'll clear the clouds in just a moment here. All right, we'll maintain about 100 knots. It's actually 75 is the best climb speed for this aircraft. The optimal climb speed is... Right, we can see now the aircraft is doing its thing. And we're flying to DET. Now, we don't really have to fly the entire path or the entire route to DET. So what we'll do momentarily is we will fly direct to Gigmo. I didn't know the default just looks great. Yeah, all the airports in X-Plane look great, to be honest. All right, now when you use IAS and you have an altitude set here, it will automatically level off at that altitude. So it looks like we still have some clouds here. So I do want to increase our altitude to maybe 4,000 feet. So that we can fly outside the clouds. And by the way, you can look here at the flight plan. You can look at the charts. Currently no airports selected. We can list the charts here. You can also go to, let's go back. You can go to map menu and then do heading up. You can change the background to green, slate, or terrain. I like to have it on terrain. If the sim sounds are too loud, folks, just let me know, and I will adjust the sounds a little bit. Right, so we're climbing to 4,000, and once we clear the clouds, we'll fly direct to Gigmo. Right, looks like we are gonna momentarily clear the clouds there. At least we can have, better visibility as the... I wish, the clouds weren't there today because we would have been able to enjoy Orbex True Earth a little better. But, yeah, oh well. Leonol Zamuth is in the house. How are you doing, my friend? All right, thanks for that. Appreciate it. All right, I think you can hear me a lot better now. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Climb and maintain VFR conditions on top. If not on top by 4,000, maintain 4,000 and advice. All right, so we're coming up to 4,000 here as we, it looks like, yeah, we're going to clear the clouds. Maybe we'll even go to a higher altitude, but should be fine. I think 4,000 should be fine. And with alt select, beg your pardon, with an altitude set here and using IAS, the aircraft will automatically reduce the vertical speed and will maintain 4,000. You'll notice the speed will start increasing, so we're going to have to adjust that. But yeah, what's up with the clouds today? Look at that. Lots of clouds. Yeah. So as you can see here, the aircraft's autopilot has stopped the climb now at exactly 4,000 feet. You can see the speed is increasing. I'm going to go ahead and click here on altitude, and we're going to hold the current altitude, and the aircraft is going to continue the speed is going to, so we're going to go ahead and reduce the speed. 118 knots is the maximum optimum speed for cruise on the aircraft. You are Popeyes. Yeah, at 4,000. To summon charts on the sky view, either click on the airport on the map So footer appears with the data, or select info and search for the airport. Oh, that's cool. All right, let us first come to the. I love the fact that they have this Garmin device, the GTN 750. It works so great when integrated with those add-ons. All right, so we can see about 114, 115 here. Let me click here on direct. We're going to go to the flight plan, and we're going to fly direct to Gigmo. So let's activate that. And now you can see that we're flying direct to Gigmo, which is in approximately 35.5 nautical miles from our current position. Okay, so let's see what if we come here to this, for example, and we're gonna go back and click on charts. All right, let's go to info. This is info. Where is the info button? Maybe it's there we go. Info. Aha. And we're gonna click on Echo Golf Mike Charlie, and okay. That's Southend Airport, and there we go. We have all the runways, and now if we go to charts, yay! Look at that, guys. Beautiful, just beautiful. I love this level of integration with Navigraph charts, and this is basically the arrivals approach, and we have the ILS DME runway 23. So this is. I think this is runway 5, and this is runway 23. This is our runway, and this is Gigmo, the one that we are gonna go to. So going to back here, I love this this map. Very, very cool. All right, excellent. So we are at 4,000. We're flying over to Gigmo, and if you look here. Let's see here. You have the top of descent here marked on the display, so we're just going to leave that, and we'll begin the descent to 2,000, which is the platform altitude for the flight. And take notice that all our instruments are in the green, and the speed is about between 114 and 115. We can take it a few knots more to 118, but I think that is good. Okay. All right. Too bad we can't see anything. I can, by the way, turn off the weather completely and let you guys enjoy Orbex True Earth. If that's what you want me to do, I'll be more than happy to do that. At 118, just sips the gas. Typical English weather. Absolutely. Yes. So far, guys, on the Aerobask aircrafts, generally speaking, they are just excellent. What I do like about this particular one is that Aerobask, with every development, with every release of an aircraft, they have something new. And I believe they really nailed the synthetic vision on this Aerobask. I've seen this on, I think, on one of their military trainers, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen this synthetic vision. But you can see those displays look just stunning. Making the overall experience flying this aircraft very, very immersive. So thank you, Aerobask, for creating such a detailed general aviation aircraft. Diamond aircraft are excellent general aviation aircraft to fly in real life, and the rendition from Aerobask is just outstanding. And by the way, folks, we are currently clocking about 116 FPS. Now you can see the weather is subsiding a little bit, and we can see some overcast conditions. It looks like Active Sky is now updating the weather. So far, lossless scaling is working exactly as it should. Finally, we can see some sunlight, and just look at the texturing now. I think you can see the color of the panels a little bit more clearer than previously, and you can see all the fine details on the panel as well. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Just look at the detailed texturing. You can definitely tell the material of the panel here and this little block is very different. And you can see those markings there, which is again true to life based on the footage I've seen. And you can see the fine details on the radio switches here. I mean, just really, in terms of details, nothing comes close to Aerobask. They really set the standard, I think, in terms of the texturing. The only thing that I've seen close is the some, not all, some of the Thronda aircraft, but they don't come as you know, when you look at the final finish of an Aerobask aircraft. Just if you give me the aircraft, I'll tell you if it's made by Aerobask or not. They're that good. They've really set themselves apart from the competition when it comes to the 3D modeling, texturing, obviously the sounds, the documentation. Really fine aircraft. Really fine aircraft. Now, one thing. Aerobask has developed a number of Diamond aircraft. So they have the DA40. They are, by the way, in my view, the most successful aircraft from Aerobask is the Phenom 300. That aircraft is by far the very best rendition of the Phenom in a flight sim. And I think it's Aerobask's best work to date. I love the Phenom. It's just really, really an excellent aircraft. But if you look at the general aviation aircraft, generally speaking, there is an abundance of them in X-Plane. And if you really want to get something that you really enjoy, there are three companies. Of course, there are many of them, and they are excellent. But the three names that always come to mind is the V-Flight Air, beg your pardon. I'm thinking of V-Skycheck, our good friend and moderator here on the channel. So V-Flight Air, Aerobask, and Airfoil Labs. Those are the three names that always come to mind when I think of high-quality aircraft. Of course, Captain Sim series, or Captain Iceman series, beg your pardon, the recent Seneca and Seminole aircraft are both two excellent general aviation aircraft. But generally speaking, those three names in the world of X-Plane are synonymous with quality add-ons. So, yeah, they are very, very good. And this aircraft is definitely not an exception. Just really an excellent aircraft. On the 15th, they expected 2 more weeks of beta, so they put it for the end of the month. Aha. Lionel, there were a lot of folks asking about one of the aircraft. Was it which jet were you? The Falcon. A lot of people were asking about the Falcon and what happened, especially when we've actually seen some very advanced trailer of the avionics, showing that the aircraft was almost complete, and then things went very quiet. So I would be really grateful if you could address the community as to what happened to the project, and can we still expect the Falcon to make it to X-Plane? Don't forget Thronda as a top developer. Yes, Thronda has been developing for a very long time. They are not all their aircraft I would rate to be excellent. Some are extremely well developed and well done, and some of them are kind of sorta, to be honest. If I'm completely fair in my assessment. So yeah, hello Andrew, welcome aboard. Which weather engine are you using? I'm using Active Sky in this flight today. Yes, working on the Falcon. It is in active development. We just moved all displays to new avionics. Oh, that's great to hear. I'm very, very happy to hear that the project is pretty much alive. That's good to know. Why is the bus amps flickering? Bus amps. All right, let's take a look here. All right, so you mean this one here? I would think that this is normal behavior, but maybe Carl or Lionel can comment on that, or maybe I've done something wrong. I don't know. Right, let's take a quick look at the outside. You can turn off the pulse lights now, by the way. But just look at how beautiful this aircraft is, ladies and gents. Woohoo! Gotta love it. Check out those sounds. Really beautiful aircraft. All right, let me turn off the landing lights. And we can also turn off the pulse. All right. All right, so now, if you want to... All right, if I come here and let's see. I'm sure you can pop these out. This is the barrow. I forgot how to pop them out. It's in the settings. Let's see, what did I put for the options there? Disable pop out and reset on right click. Ah, okay. That's why. All right. Well, we don't really need to pop them out, but I just wanted to show you. You can pop all these screens out, so that's one of the things that that Aerobask really does very, very well. Click on Skyview Touch to pop out Skyview. Ah, there you go. Oh, thanks for that. How cool is that? Look at that. And the display still looks really, really good with the in the pop out mode as well. Really, just the details are so well done. I just really like the details. Even the rudder pedal area here looks really good. You know, it would have been nice to see the key here moving a little bit, just to kind of, you know, like a bit of a shake there, to give it a more realistic look. But overall, yeah, it's just really very well done, very well developed aircraft. Okay. So the final approach course is 233. So do we set it here? I don't think we need to set it here. Nav on. Let's see. Nav mode, course, direct to set course. Okay. We can turn it. We can turn the synthetic vision here too. How cool is that? Metric altitude, so you can set all of this. Actually, let me turn this off here because we already have it here. And we are gonna go to, let's see here, course, set course, and let's see here. All right, so the course is 232. We'll do it on the main device as well, but let's go ahead and set it here as well, 232. Maybe it's faster this way. There we go. Okay. All right, perfect. All right, now quickly on the performance, the landing speed for this aircraft with the flaps on the landing settings, so flaps full, is about 55 knots. Coming in any faster than that is probably going to make it a rough landing. So we want to aim 55 knots for the final approach and landing. And we are actually getting very close now to the top of descent, as you can see here. This is Gigmo. We flew direct because there's no point in really flying the, you know, the entire flight path. But we are very close to top of descent. So what we can do now is start resetting our altitude to 2,000 feet. I believe there is a restriction if we come here to the Garmin device and go to flight plan. So yeah, we need to be below 4,000 after a tripo, below 3,000 at D053. And let's see, 2,000 is the platform altitude according to our plan here. So according to the charts. So there we go. All right, perfect. So we are going to reset the altitude and we're going to begin the descent now. So we're going to set this to, this time I'm going to use the knob. So I showed you how to use the mouse wheel on the display right here. So this is now set to 2,000 feet. And we don't want our speed to increase. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on IAS and I'm going to reduce the throttle. And what the aircraft is going to do is it's going to pitch down to try and maintain the speed. So we're going to begin the descent now, a little bit earlier than the top of descent, but let's go to the map here. Yeah, I think we're fine here. We're going to start descending to 2,000 feet, and that will help us configure the aircraft for the arrival a little sooner. And everything is looking pretty good. Hello, Benjamin. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here with us this evening. If you like things dandling, look at the DR401. I've seen that one, Linold. Yeah, it's very, very cool. Little Easter egg, yes. All right. Let's very quickly grab the altimeter. So weather here, altimeter is 29er62. Okay, so 29er62. No, that's the wrong airport. Weather here is 29er59. 29er59. There we go. All right. So we continue now the descent, and we're looking good here. We're flying through Trippo, and from Trippo, it's going to be the D053L, then it's the center fix, and then the final fix for runway 23. Okay, perfect. Now, if you notice here, the frequency is 111.35, and we have here already 111.35, so this is already tuned to the ILS. By the way, this should have been on, and let's say enter. There we go. Right, we're coming up here to 2,000 shortly, and you can see that the weather is pretty dreadful right now in the UK. So it's been a completely cloudy flight today. Avionics are amazing in this aircraft. Impressive how integrated they all are. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And by the way, Aerobask always creates, they always excel in the avionics department. In all departments they do, but in the avionics, they've been very innovative. And they've always come up with new things to, you know, recreate, you know, very, very sophisticated avionics, really, with their aircraft. Okay, so we can see that we're getting close to our platform altitude, and we are going to start reducing our speed as well. So we are, let's see, did we reach the center fix yet? No, not yet. Okay, so here's 2,000. And again, the aircraft, since we used the IS, the aircraft is going to stop the descent at exactly 2,000 feet. All right, there we go. And 2,000, you can see the speed is now dropping. And we can actually give it a little bit, we'll maintain about 100 knots or so as we arrive into, this is the center fix, we can see it on the display now. Unfortunately, though, it's a cloudy day, and we really can't see much. think you can see now a little bit of the ground there with icing. Is it snowing in the UK, guys? Anyone from the UK who can, you know, let us know what's going on there. And if it's really... the guy from Southend, our friend from Southend in the UK. Hey, Virtual Aviation Aviator, welcome aboard. Benjamin says... Oh, sorry, not for me. Okay. All right. So here we are approaching the center fix now. And once we actually arrive at the center fix, we are going to switch to... I'm going to click here for heading mode. So, by the way, if you click here, it will reset. Let me zoom in so you guys can see. If you click here, it will show you here, and you can change this to anything. So you have the heading now, and you can change, or I can go to here. Hold on. All right. Oh, come on. Why is it not allowing me to? There we go. All right, so if you go to the course, now we can set the course to 232. So you can use this knob here to change what this selector does, which is, again, very practical and very handy. Very, very cool. Okay, so we are at 235, so let me set this to heading. Okay, and we're going to go to 235. I'm going to set this to 235. Which is the current heading of the aircraft, 235. And we just passed the center fix for the final fix. So what we can do at this point is we can go to, let's see. We are going to change the HSI source to ILS1. And then we're going to come here and change the CDI to VLOC. And we're going to enable the approach right here. So now we have localizer 1, alt, and if I click this approach again, localizer roll, all right, localizer 1, there we go. All right, so now we have pretty much captured the ILS. We can see the localizer needle here. We are about 7.2 nautical miles from the runway. And we'll begin the descent shortly. Right, we'll let the speed bleed a little bit because we do need the final speed to be around 55 knots for the final approach and landing. We can see the localizer or the glide slope needle moving. We are currently on the localizer. Right, let's go ahead and reduce our speed now. Looking good. We are at the final fix for runway 23. Sorry, I cannot stay longer. I really appreciate your videos. See you later. No worries at all. Take care, my friend. Thanks very much for stopping by, Lionel. Again, guys, Lionel is the lead developer at Aerobask. And I really thank you very much for being here and addressing the community. I appreciate that. All right, so let's reduce our speed. As you can see, the glide slope is now active and the aircraft is descending towards the runway. Let's set our view. Again, very, very cloudy day here in the UK. All right, let's ease off there on the throttle. All right, here we go. And I'm going to go to flaps. This is now takeoff flaps, by the way. You can see the speed is now dropping a lot faster. All right, let me adjust the rate of descent here. All right, we're looking good. And some turbulence there as we get close to the weather conditions are really dreadful today. But I'm kind of glad, you know, that we're able to see, you know, this kind of experience in X-Plane. It has really gone a long way. You can see the texturing. By the way, those icy textures that you see is a result of using Active Sky along with Orbx True Earth. They look really good, by the way. All right, so speed here, we need to... I still don't have a visual on the runway. but it should be there. Yeah, I think I can see it, barely see it now. All right, now we have the runway in sight. We are at about 62 knots. We're aiming for 55 knots. And I am going to go now flaps full, or landing flaps. And for landing flaps, we want a final speed of 55 knots for our final approach. Just look at this beautiful view here as we arrive into Southend Airport in the United Kingdom. Right, let's give it just a little bit of throttle here to maintain the speed. We will disconnect maybe 500 feet before touchdown. We'll just enjoy the beautiful scene here as we arrive. This is very, very immersive, guys, I have to say. Again, lossless scaling has done really well thus far. We're clocking about 107 FPS. By the way, I could have done this flight without lossless scaling because natively I already get 55 or 60 with this aircraft. But I just really wanted to show you guys that it does work. It works pretty well. We've had no artifacts, nothing so far. This is, a full flight that we've done today. And it's been really an enjoyable flight, right? I think we're a bit slow, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of power here to maintain about 55 knots. All right, there we go. Just a little bit here, 55. We're looking good. We're on the glide slope and a localizer. Right, ease off on the throttle a bit. I'm very, very glad that the Falcon is still in the works. All right. I think we can go ahead and disconnect the
500.
500 feet. Autopilot off my aircraft. And we'll just maintain the speed, and we'll make sure that we remain on the localizer and the glide slope as we arrive here into Southend Airport. The weather is less than perfect, of course, but it adds to the immersion, of course. We're a bit off the localizer there, so let's correct that. Right, and let's remove that. Now you guys can hear the sounds too. Ladies and gents, welcome to Southend Airport in the United Kingdom. All right, we've made it safely. Beautiful. All right, let's see if we can, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and turn. I saw the exit there, so we don't want to go to the full end of the runway, so let's just turn and go back here. And we can retract the flaps now. All right, let's take a quick look at the replay of our landing, and then we'll continue the taxi, and I'll give you also my final remarks on the Aerobask DA20. Right, let's do it here. We'll go back and check it out. It's been a really enjoyable flight. If you like general aviation aircraft, this aircraft is definitely one that I would recommend, considering all its features and
Don't sink.
And its price.
Don't sink.
All right, here we go.
Don't sink.
All right, fine.
Don't sink.
All right, we won't sink.
Don't sink.
All right.
Don't sink.
That's the
Don't sink.
GTN device.
Don't sink.
All right.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Pretty cool, huh? There's another look at the landing. Very nice. All right, let's come over here and let's taxi to any available parking spot. What did you guys think of the Aerobask DA20? It's pretty cool. It's the avionics suite that differentiates this plane from others. Absolutely, yes. I totally agree with you. They've done an excellent job with the avionics. Everything is integrated. Everything is so well developed. They really spend a lot of time to create something that is very innovative, something that works exactly I'd expect it to. And I love the little features there with the mouse where you can, you know, manipulate. They've had it on many of their aircraft, but this is one of the features I really like. Everything that you want to see in terms of an avionics suite on a general aviation aircraft is available on this Aerobask DA20. And the fact that it integrates with the Garmin TDS device is a plus in my view. Okay, let's see here. We can go to the parking area over there, away from the gate. We'll leave it for the heavies. And we'll just go to maybe this side here, park the aircraft. And I'm really very happy that I was able to show you guys the use of lossless scaling in a full flight using, you know, the streaming software, using Active Sky. So I have lots of things going on here, but it still performed very, very well, exactly as we expected to. For those of you who were in doubt on whether lossless scaling would work, maybe under, you know, circumstances where you have other applications open. So now you know that it does work. All right, so we can turn off all these lights here, and by the way, you can turn on the brightness of the instruments there for nighttime. And what we can do now is set the parking brake, and we can bring let's turn off the avionics. Avionics master is off, and we'll bring the mixture back. This is going to kill the engines. All the switches, we're going to turn off the autopilot switch, and the magnetos are off. We can remove the key, and now we can turn off the generator and the battery switch. There you go. And there you have it, ladies and gents, the Aerobask DA20 SV for X-Plane 12. My final remarks on this aircraft is that it is a very well-developed general aviation aircraft by Aerobask. Of course, Aerobask is known for creating high-quality add-ons, and this aircraft is definitely not an exception. The integration between the avionics suite equipment is really exquisite, let alone the beautiful 3D modeling and the texture work, which really sets this aircraft apart from the rest. Aerobask really excels in a lot of departments, and one of which is the sounds department. And this aircraft has really beautiful, very well modeled 3D FMOD sounds to give the aircraft a very realistic and immersive experience when flying it in the sim. The documentation I have found to be sufficient for an aircraft like the DA20. It has the pilot operating handbook as well as normal and emergency procedures and a short installation guide for X-Plane 12. The price of this aircraft, as seen here on this live stream, is $34.95, which I think is a steal for an aircraft that offers this much functionality and features. The fact that it also integrates with the TDS Garmin device GTN 750 is a plus in my view. Whenever it is released, I think you'll be able to enjoy it with this aircraft, but it's really good to know that they have support for it from day one. Well, folks, this is pretty much it. If you are looking for a general aviation aircraft and you like Diamond aircraft and you still do not have any of the Aerobask Diamond aircraft, I highly recommend this one. It is by far their best Diamond aircraft. And if you like the general aviation aircraft, generally speaking, and you're looking for something a little bit more sophisticated, and you still like to buy something of high quality, I can also recommend the Phenom 300 by Aerobask, which is an excellent addition to your hangar if you're looking for, short range jet. The Phenom will definitely satisfy, your desire for immersion and for an extremely fun and realistic flight in X-Plane 12, not MSFS. All right, so what we're going to be doing, folks, in the next couple of streams is we're going to be heading back to Microsoft Flight Sim, and we are going to be flying a lot of the aircraft that already ship with the sim. I have also installed the Comanche, the A2A Comanche, and it works perfectly well. So I am planning a series of videos for us to take a closer look now at Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. I know you guys prefer X-Plane, but I think we have done abundance of videos and streams on X-Plane recently. So it's time to give the other sim some love as well and show you guys some of its features and how improved it is from the release date. But until then, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the support, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.